I fuck it. I really like this movie. What's going on, guys? So I got to see Power Rangers last night and it's time to review it. But before I get into my thoughts on the Power Rangers movie, I have to give you a little bit of background on my history with the Power Rangers. That being, there is none. I was never a Power Rangers fan growing up. I was always aware of the Power Rangers. I sort of knew a little bit, not a lot at all. I never got into it. So going into this movie, I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't fanboying out like, oh my god, there's a Power Rangers movie. Honestly, I thought it was going to be really crap. I was a naysayer. When they first announced it, I was like, really? You're doing a Power Rangers movie? You know, the last two, like, were financial bombs. But color me shocked. I really had a great time watching this movie. This might be, I think this year, if another movie can come out this year and be as good as a surprise as the Power Rangers movie was, I think I'm gonna have a great year watching movies. Because this movie surprised the hell out of me. Now let's get into the review. It's morphing time. First of all, this movie is really well acted. You've got a bunch of new kids who, I didn't look up their names, whatever. But you've got a bunch of new kids who really are good actors. It's like, the one thing I didn't expect in this Power Rangers movie was really good acting. I was like, Bryan Cranston will be good. He'll be fine as the floating blue meth head. Like, check it out. Zordon. Anyway. Like, he'll be good, but I didn't think the kids would be that good. The kids really surprised me. They're really good young actors. And my favorite character, my favorite Power Ranger in this movie, by far, is Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger. He's funny. And he's, you know, they made a Power Ranger who's on the autism spectrum, and I think that's really special. I think that's a really good thing to do, to show a character like that. And it makes for a really interesting, awkward, quirky character, and I really enjoyed. He's my favorite character in the movie by far. Dean Israelite directed the shit out of this movie. I don't know a lot, in fact, any of the director's other work. Maybe he's a really good director. Maybe he's pumped out some other really great stuff. I don't know. But this movie is really well directed. From the action, to the dialogue, to the car chases, to everything. It's really well directed. The movie never slows down. From the opening scene, you are in it. You are in this movie, you're hooked. It gets you like that, you're in. And then it just keeps moving. The story keeps moving forward. There's never a point I felt in this movie where it sort of stops to be boring and have a big, like, exposition scene. There was never that moment. I was always interested. I was never bored, not for a second. One of the things I appreciated most about this movie, like I said before, is the new Rangers. They are awesome. Every single one of those new Rangers has their own individual story arc. They have their own story. And they all come together, despite not liking each other to begin with. They all come together for the greater cause. And I really like that. I talk about this all the time in my reviews. Characters that start in one place and learn lessons and finish in another are the best kind of characters. It's the best kind of writing. And I feel like in this movie, they pulled that off. Because the characters are relatable. You can understand what some of the things they're going through. A lot of us have probably been through a lot of those same things, like bullying and being in trouble with the law. Some of us have been there, done that. I have never been in trouble with the law, but, you know, I was bullied. I've done some stupid things. I've never been a Power Ranger, but, you know, characters are relatable and they're fun and they're funny. Now let's talk about Elizabeth Banks. Before going into this movie, I was hearing some criticisms of her performance, like she felt really cartoony when the rest of the movie tried to be really serious. Do you know what? I was kind of worried about that. I was like, oh, she's gonna be like the Lex Luthor in BVS. She's gonna be trying to be all cartoony in a movie, and it's just gonna not work. She worked for me. I didn't really have a problem with her performance at all. I enjoyed her performance. I really did. There are some great little pop culture references in this movie. Like I said in Boss Baby, they do a really good job of dropping some pop culture references in this movie, and also this movie made me want to go and get Krispy Kreme donuts. I really wanted Krispy Kreme donuts. I really should have gotten Krispy Kreme donuts before walking into this movie, because this movie will make you want donuts afterwards. If there's one thing this movie will do, whether you like it or you hate it, you will want to go and get Krispy Kremes after seeing this movie. Now, I have to talk about this scene, okay? It's not a spoiler, but... Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, I was never a Power Rangers fan. So I wasn't expecting to go into this movie and fanboy the fuck out. The first time the Power Rangers emerge in their suits and music's playing and they're doing that walk, and they're walking, towards the camera. It's that epic hero shot, I giggled like a little schoolgirl. I don't know why I was fanboying out so hard. My friend next to me was fanboy because he's a Power Rangers fan. But I think it's because they've done such a good job of getting me invested in these characters and telling this story. And they struggled so hard to get to that point, to be Power Rangers, that I had a grin on my face. I was really excited. I was like, they're the Power Rangers! They've done it! They're the Power Rangers! Ah! I freaked out, and it was a great moment. Yes, it's a little bit cheesy, but I almost, it's not the same because I'm a huge Marvel fan, but I almost had the same level of excitement seeing that Avengers group shot for the first time. When it pans around all the different Avengers in the first Avengers movie at the Battle of New York. I almost had that same feeling. It wasn't the same, but it almost was. But that was a really exciting moment. Watching this movie, I couldn't help but think of Fant4stic, or Fantastic Four, 2015's disaster of a movie. I couldn't help but think of Fantastic Four, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, this is what Fantastic Four should have been. This is, take notes, Fox, because that's how you make a superhero movie. You can make a superhero movie like that and do it well. They should have done Fantastic Four like that, because there's no excuse at this point. If you can make a Power Rangers movie that good, and you've taken 3 attempts at Fantastic Four and can't get it to work, and then there's no hope for Fantastic Four. That's on a bit of a rabbit trail, a bit of a side trail there, but I just wanted to put that in this video because I want a good Fantastic Four movie. And if Power Rangers can do it, Fantastic Four can do it. Now, one of the problems I heard coming out of Suicide Squad was that, they said in Suicide Squad, a lot of the team members were always like, oh, we family, yo. And it's like, really? You've known each other for about 5 seconds. Now, in this movie, the Rangers don't all know each other when you first meet them. They all start in their own place. By the, I would say, middle of the movie, yeah, you really, at least for me, I believe that they all cared about each other. And like I said, they don't all start out as friends. But I believed by about the middle of the movie, by about the second act, I was like, yeah, they say it a couple of times, like, I would die for you. And it's like, yeah, I believe that. Now, getting on to my next point, I took notes for this movie, and as you can see, I took, look, can you see that? No, you can't see, yeah, there you go. I took a buttload of notes after seeing this movie, and to illustrate my next point, I'm just going to read exactly what I wrote, and it's 3 words. Zords are cool. the Zords are awesome. They do some kick-ass things. And there's a moment where the Zords do this kick-ass thing. And I lost my shit, okay? And I'm not a Power Rangers fan. And I fanboyed so hard in this movie. I was like, yep, I'm in. I want to see a sequel to this movie. That's what this movie did really well. They were trying to launch a franchise, and they've done it. I really hope this movie makes enough money opening weekend and overall to justify making a sequel, because I really want a sequel now. I really do. Some people were complaining about the Alpha 5 character, you know, being a little bit annoying. I heard someone say he's the Jar Jar Binks of this movie. No, he's not. He's cheesy and he's funny, but he's not that annoying. Okay, also guys, now I heard going into this movie that has some plot problems. There's a big couple of plot holes I heard. I don't know what they are. I'm watching the movie and I'm trying to watch out for those plot holes. I couldn't find them. If you guys have seen it and you know what the plot hole is, message me. Don't put it in the comments because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but message me and let me know what that plot hole was, because I'd be very interested to know what it was. I think it has something to do with a scene at a shipyard, but I couldn't find the plot hole. Anyway guys, that is my review of Power Rangers. I really had a great time watching this movie, and I highly recommend you go and see it. Thank you for watching my review. Remember to subscribe for more movie reviews, and go click that subscribe button, guys. See you later.